Taylor, what do you call a rape murder?
I don't know what.
No, you already know.
You have a word.
You
it's
invented
a murderer.
a murderer.
A what? A murderer?
Yeah, that's a rape/murder. A murder.
Oh,
Kyle
okay.
likes to say mape, but I thought that sounded
I
ridiculous.
prefer mape personally. It's shorter. It's more to the point.
Mapist.
It
is
sounds
better.
a lot less like murder. I mean, I'm just mapist. Mapist. That sounds kind of
Mapist,
innocent.
I think, is my favorite so far.
A front runner.
Okay, all right, I can stick with that.
It's weird to be a father who's had a daughter in a cheerleader outfit. I don't think she was ever really a cheerleader, but whatever. She, from time to time, every girl growing up has one on, and it's just like, we need a...
Ooh, sexually charged excerpts. Let's see if any of these are really sexy. Ooh, this is ranked. This is on the ranking. It's called Lick. Oh, God, David. I arched against him when he moved to my other breast. 2 fingers worked inside me. A little uncomfortable, but nothing I couldn't handle. Not so long as he kept his mouth on me, lavishing my breast with attention. His thumb rubbed around a sweet spot, and my eyes rolled back into my head. So close. The strength of what was building was staggering.
Slower?
Mind-blowing. My body was going to be blown to dust, atoms, when this hit. If he stopped, I'd cry and beg, and maybe kill. I came, groaning, every muscle drawn taut. It was almost too much. Almost.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That's not bad
These are
stuff
some
right
good
there.
Where does the horse come in?
This is a different one. They didn't have stuff for horses. Ooh, here's another. He drove his tongue inside her, setting off another shattering moan that was music to his ears. She was quite an instrument to play, so finely tuned. If he touched her right, she made the most glorious sounds. Raw, intense, absolutely delicious noises of pleasure as he plundered her with his tongue. He plundered her. She grabbed his hair, yanked, and pulled him closer as she told him to do. As he told her to do. He thrust one finger inside her, crooking it and hitting her in the spot that turned her moans into one long, high-pitched orgasm. She shuddered against him, her legs quaking. And when he finally slowed to look up at her, he saw that her hair was a wild tumble and her face was glowing.
I mean, let's say you got a time machine. You can go back and deal with Hitler, but you can't kill him. You can't kill him. You've got to soften his heart as the Lord may. I think what you want to do is send Jeff Goldblum back. Send Jeff Goldblum back. Let him be an influence on young Hitler.
Okay.
Hilarious.
Okay.
A hilarious.
Yes.
Hilarious Jewish man, beloved by all.
The Jews. Yes.
Yeah. And get him in there as that influence. I think. I mean, Hitler's clearly an incredibly a magnetic figure, right? He stirred that country up from ruin and nearly conquered the whole world. Imagine if all of that charisma and energy had been directed in a positive area, right?
No, what you'd want to do is send back like Norm Macdonald instead, because then he'd be like, well, Hitler, you could just apply to another school. And then he'd be like, yes, that makes sense. Yeah, I'll just apply to another. You're right, Norm. It's like, yeah, I know I'm right. It goes pretty poorly if you don't, if I'm being frank.
That's like the old Norm Macdonald joke. He goes, you ever hear about those people that just all of a sudden snap and chop up their whole family and kill them, put them in a duffel bag there, and they say it's because the devil told them to do it. How often at that time do you think the person kills their whole family, chop them up, put them in a duffel bag, go back to the devil like, here you go, old thorny leader of the underworld. Here's my family in a duffel bag here. And then the devil pulls off a mask. Hey, it's me, Steve. I'm fucking with you, buddy. He's like, oh, that's a great one there, Steve. I got my whole family in a bag here. It's a great one. It's a good one.
Dude. Oh, I remember we lied to this kid in middle school at our lunch table, and we told him, like, we were talking about jacking off, as you do when you're 13, and he developed a little slower than the rest of us, like, and was, like, just then getting to the point of ejaculation, maybe 13 or 14, and we, like, decided before he sat down one day, we're like, we're gonna, like, bring up the question of, like, what color is yours? And we're all gonna agree light blue. And we were like, is everybody on the same page? We're all gonna agree it's light, not like really blue, don't blow it, light blue. And like we got down and like got him to talk about it. He's like, I don't know, like clear or white, I guess. And we're like, dude, are you serious? Stop fucking around. Like, stop. It's light blue. Everybody is light blue, isn't it? And you're like, yeah, it's light
right.
blue.
I mean that's where the
he went to the doctor.
Oh no.
He went to a doctor and then was dumb enough to come back to us like 2 weeks later and be like, hey, I went to a doctor, and he says that having white sperm is totally normal. And we're like, why? Why would you tell us this? We've got 6 more years of school together, motherfucker. And this is coming every day for you. But
that's why
I forgot about that.
That's why they call it baby blue.
Fucking in your Russian voice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Absolutely. Yeah. There's definitely been girls that I've met up with. It's like, yeah, come pick me up at my house, blah blah blah, and they hop in my car, and I'm like, hey, nice to meet you, whatever. I'm Kyle. What was your name again? And they're like, I thought you were Russian. I'm like,
I can be.
Use the Russian accent if you prefer. Maybe we get things a little bit more rough than normal. We stick with the Russian. And she's like, nah, no, that's actually terrifying me right now. Just go back to the American one. But yeah, there's definitely been girls who I don't know if there's ever been a girl who was like, yeah, fuck me like Dimitri would.
Well, if they get in your car and they don't know that you're American, I feel like that's they should be normalized when you speak Russian.
I mean, at first they're a little taken aback, but usually, they get over it pretty quickly, and it's like, yeah, whatever, in for a penny, in for a pound. I already got into a strange man's car, and he's whisking me away into the night. Let's just go with this.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. That's very similar to when a girl wants to back out, but it's already too late, and
because of the implication.
Yeah,
because of the implication.
Wait, what do you mean the implication?
Well, the
you
implication
don't know this?
that, and like you take a woman out on a boat, right? And you ask her to have sex, and she really can't say no because of the implication that there might be some kind of violence if she says no.
Things might go wrong.
No, what do you mean? No,
it's not rape. It's not rape.
I don't know where that came from.
No,
I would never actually do a rape. I'm not saying that. It's just the implication is out there. It's kind of floating around that if she didn't go through with something, we're out in the water.
I like the way, Kyle, you even say it differently to distance yourself. I would never do a rape, that kind of thing. Not rape. The way an old person
He's being
would
very
say
clear.
The internet's.
He's not.
Dude, that's actually a good idea. If you get girls on a boat, 5 or 6 women on a boat, and then you take your shotgun with you, you can be like, all right, listen, we're having an orgy, and then shoot some bullets in the air. That's a great implication,
but
actually.
Now this is a razor's edge, and now you're actually committing crimes, and there's no more implication because you're firing a gun.
He's firing the gun to get consent, though. It's totally different.
No.
Every time you hide in the closet in terror, I take that as consent.
I mean, honestly, that does actually take consent to another level. If you point a gun at some girl and you're like, yo, fuck me, and then she says yes, that's consent technically. So
I think we're missing the whole implication thing. You imply that just by the scenario, you certainly don't say anything or offer any actual threats. It's just that you're out on the boat, you're on the high seas.
Let's leave this game to Kyle because he's walking the right edge. You're going to be number 1 on the fucking police scanner list if you go through with this, firing shotgun shells up to the roof with 6 women. As you're like, if you consent, cower in the corner. Aha! 6 consensual ladies.
Works every time.
I mean, yeah, that sounds great, dude. Fucking why not, dog?
No, I hope my mouth isn't being fucked by homeless vagabonds.
The homeless are the last subclass of people that we can still mock freely. You notice that? Because they don't have any groups. Not really. And they're certainly not listening to this fucking show. Because they don't, they're poor and they don't have electricity even, much less an internet connection to connect and watch this.
What's the right fix for the homeless? I've proposed battle arenas and things that'll actually drive up revenue for the state, get better roads, better schools.
Cut down on the number of homeless.
That's a happy coincidence of
fight to the death
fight to the death thing. But what can you really do with these people other than give them a ticket to California?
I'm in California. I think we're good on homeless. We got a lot of them.
Yeah, you guys have more than the rest of us combined. That's why just add it to the pile.
We got
California.
I don't know. I think
has lots of homeless.
Yeah. California.
With Kobe and really not spending more time telling him how he felt about him. And so people that have lost people like that, I think all of us sort of try to do that. I try to tell everybody that I care about them. I guess you two will notice, you don't hear that too much from me. Take a hint.
Never.
Never.
Not once. No.
Not once. Not once. That's intentional. But
You bitch.
but it's important. No, I love you guys. I really do. You guys are a big part of my life. I love both of you. I really do. From the heart. Really, really.
Lots of love here.
Love you guys. I wish the best for you all the time. I really do. Even though you're misguided and you don't want to have those kids, and you're just going to you dumb fuck. You dumb fuck. Get a dog. Get another dog. Don't do it. Do it.
This is like what was it, like 3 months ago? We're talking about this, and Kyle goes, "God, Taylor, fuck. I hope you're sterile." It's just like,
Yeah. I feel
And he
like
wants the best for you when he says that.
this
if
is
I
exactly.
am, we'll have a wild life. Yeah.
This is exactly how like a
Adopted.
jihadist's best friend feels as he sees his friend go farther and farther into like more and more radical parts of the religion. He starts hanging around with a bunch of, now he's growing the beard out, like, and he used to drink with us, and now he's preaching to us about this and that, and he's really anti-American all of a sudden, and he came home the other night. He had one of those. His face was all black because some soot had went off, and he said he was just cleaning a chimney, but I think it was testing explosives. And I feel like you're slowly becoming a jihadi.
Is that goat blood on your penis again?
Yeah,
It's not supposed to bleed, Taylor.
I'm just watching you slip closer and closer into being a terrorist, and there's nothing
An
I can
apt
do.
comparison.
It's exactly that, because you're committing reproductive suicide. Suicide by reproduction.
That
I
is
guess,
the
would be
opposite of what he's doing.
suicide by reproduction. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
in New York, PK Adventure 2.
Look in the through a lot of trees, there'll be a little gap where you see blue sky.
Mating, huh?
It's the males calling to the females. I want that pussy.
So what are you hoping happens here with this this muffin? Like what is the aim for heating it up?
Oh, nothing. We're just incredibly bored in the woods.
It'll be nice and crispy and creamy at the same time.
Yeah, that.
Crispy and creamy.
Yeah, like a marshmallow. It's crispy on the outside, but the entire inside is gooey, creamy, like semen.
Oh.
Wow.
That's as long as I'm standing by the fire. That's hot as fuck. Here's your mouth.
Just so hot.
I like it.